Hey, Dale here from the Time Machine. We're actually inside the Wheels Through Time Museum looking at this 1916-1917 Indian Power Plus. And of course, the project at hand is the brand new 1919 Indian Power Plus, the 90-year-old brand new motorcycle. Not too many examples of similar machines here at Wheels Through Time. We have this one-of-a-kind Indian bicycle pacing machine with the Power Plus motor. We're looking at some things on it to check with the 1919. Going to actually rob a cam cover screw, the only small part that was missing on the 1919. I might have actually lost that part. But what we're checking out is the magneto timing. What we have found, however, is the magneto on this 1916-17 Indian Power Plus is a different magneto than what's on the 1919. That machine has a Dixie mag. This is some kind of Bosch mag, and we were really very kind of worried about the timing on that bike. We're not going to be able to use this bike for an example, but we're going to jump right back in. Made an immense amount of headway working on the 1919. After Mo left the other night, I stayed up till some kind of endless hour getting the chains and all kinds of little stuff hooked up. Today what we're going to be doing is hooking the cables up, installing the carburetor, doing a few of those little detail things. We think we're going to start this bike today. Well, this is it. This is the remainder of the parts. Of course, after Mo brought this pile of parts and boxes in about 3 days ago, we made some immense progress, and we have a short punch list of things we're doing today. We're putting the carburetor on it, cables on it, a lot of the small bits and pieces. Got a few things we've got to figure out, but the biggest problem, of course, are these, the fuel tanks for this Power Plus, and they've got some rust on the inside. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting Rustico in this, getting the rust out. We'll seal them on the inside. Then we've got to paint them to match, probably some kind of spray can job. And but today's list: carburetor, cables, a few little pieces. We're going to have this bike running today. Well, we've run into some immediate problems in hooking the cables up. It seems as there's some rust and corrosion when these bars were re-nickel plated. We're going to jump in ahead of that. I'm going to leave Mo to his devices and getting that cleaned out and get the carburetor put on right now. Take care of a couple things around Wheels Through Time. We'll catch you back in a few minutes. Well, the tension's always mounting whenever you get a bike almost ready to run. It always seems like the last steps are the hardest ones to do. Mo's going to be actually doing a little bit of grinding away on this nickel plating that was redone probably in the 80s, and it's going to probably take an hour or two. We'll catch back up with you in a little bit. Well, a busy morning it was. Those throttle cables and spark advantage cables, incredibly impossible. There's a little deal underneath there with 5 screws that you can hardly get to, but we have all the cables hooked up. Mo's got the transmission filled up, and we're just getting a few minutes away from starting this bike. We're going to put some oil in the oil tank. We have to fabricate some way to stick a gas tank on temporarily. One of them doesn't leak, and it'll be all right to try to make this thing run. But after a couple pretty serious days of work, we're about to take a bike that's brand new, 90 years old, and make it run. You know, the tech tip on this show we're doing today is actually how to time a 1919 Indian. I'm speaking of ignition timing, but when we built the engine has specific timing marks on it, and those are the marks we went with. However, many times on an early machine, timing marks don't really mean a thing. So we think we had it right, so I called my old buddy Robin Markey, who's probably the Indian expert of the world. And of course, on a V-twin Indian, you have cylinder 1, cylinder 2. Of course, is cylinder 1 the rear or the front? And it's very confusing. So he said, here's how you do it. You turn the engine over in the direction it spins till the rear exhaust valve just closes. At that point, your front cylinder will be on correct timing, and if you go to the points, they should be just starting to break. Let me show you how it works. So what we're doing is we're going to let that rear exhaust valve set to the bottom. Mo, tell me when she's down.
Right there.
Okay, with that valve down, check this out. Right here are the ignition points, right underneath this little flipper. And if you flip that baby up, there's your points. They're just starting to break. And hang on, I'll back that engine up, bring it forward. You can see the points break for whatever it's worth. Okay, let's push it up on there. Well, this is the moment we've been waiting for. We've got kind of a fuel line hooked up. We've got plenty of oil in the thing. We know it's got spark. Hope the old used plugs we put in work. Down goes the lift. In goes the gas. What we're going to do is go through the standard starting procedure, which is to turn the gas on, hold the little carburetor tickler down, which is right here, and I'm looking in the right into the float bowl of the carburetor, and the tickler is working. The float's full. We'll put that back on. We've already adjusted the carburetor. I was going to have Matt come out here and start the bike. Don't know where he's at, so I'm going to give it a shot. By the way, the Indian motorcycle throttle is on the left, unlike a normal motorcycle of today. So I've got the timing set halfway on the mag, carbs ready to go. Indian also kicks on the left. Here we go. Whoa! First kick.
Guarantee on that one.
It's not running yet. We'll see what it'll do. That was pretty encouraging. I think I
Do you need to put the little bob thing out for?
Well, for the first 5 minutes of trying to make this bike run, we made a really good start on it. And Matt just got here. He missed the first startup. And it looks like a little bit of fine-tuning. We'll be riding this bike in a couple days. But another success story, Mo. What a deal, man. We'll catch you later on a time machine.
For real.